Also, in other possible, well, I guess not Knicks news. I guess we could talk about a little bit about trade season. Um, Trade season this season, I don't know if I have expectations that I usually have for trade season because of the type of team we have, and Precious has been injured, so I'm not sure what his trade value is anymore, and all this other stuff. But there's some interesting things to be talked about though. Still, um, one one news that has come out is news on Jericho Sims. There's been teams who have been interested in Jericho Sims. Um, as you guys know, he's got more playing time this season, and he's been number one in rim protection this season. But I just don't see the benefit of the Knicks moving him. The only way I see the Knicks moving him is if like his agent and him go, "Hey Jericho, you need to move out of here because da 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 da. It'll give more opportunity next way." Like I feel like he would have to ask out for him to be traded because we're gonna get a second for him. Why? Why do we need another second? We have like 600 million seconds already, and he's still kind of a good bailout option for us if there is an injury somewhere. So I don't think he'll be moved, but that's the news that's come out on Jericho Sims according to Mark Stein.
I 100% agree. Might shock some people because I have been critical of Sims up until really the last month or two. I've never been a huge Sim fan. A JLS bought all my Sim stock when it was super low, so he might have fleeced me on that one because look what he's doing with
Bitcoin, let's go.
this this season. So I hope you made some coin off of that, homie. But yeah, I agree. I don't see any reason, as I've said, when Mitch gets back and Shammy gets back, to me, we have the best roster in the NBA. There's no need to make a trade. I think it's just let's get players back and let's get them back to be acclimated in their role. You see what Precious provides when he's given this opportunity to start. This is his third game back, I believe, since he returned from injury. And every game he is more and more impressive. So let's just keep the roster. Agreed. I don't care about 2 seconds. We have a handful of them already. I'd rather have Sims' rim protection and rebounding rate. He's a very strong rebounder as well. He does all the little things. He doesn't ask to have plays ran for him. He doesn't have a bad attitude. He's a soldier. And I think we should keep those guys. And I like keeping guys we draft and developed as well, just for continuity purposes. So yeah, I'm with you, man. If there is a trade, you and I have been on the same on the same wavelength. Dorian Finney-Smith is the only guy that I would be okay trading Mitchell Robinson for. There's not really anyone out there. I thought about Grayson Allen a little bit, and that's kind of interesting. Like maybe he could guard the point of attack off the bench. He's like 41% career three-point shooter, and I think he's shooting like 43% on 6 attempts this season. But it's a size thing. He's only 6'4". I like Finney-Smith, 6'7". I watch him guard the 1 through 5 and even be a little bit of a playmaking hub at the elbow with Dallas. He's a Swiss Army knife. He's got a really solid three-point shot, and he's got Western Conference Finals experience too. A lot of playoff miles on him and his time in Dallas. He's a dog. That's another thing. I love his personality. I think it would be a good fit here on the team too. I'm team don't trade Mitch, but if we do, the one realistic one to me is Finney-Smith because of what he provides as a 3-and-D.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, we were on the same page with that. Like, actually, last post game, I kind of briefly talked about it, like the last 10 minutes or so. I would be hesitant to trade Mitch though, cause I feel like we'd be solving one thing and then adding another problem. You know what I'm saying? Because I still feel like there's gonna be teams like the Hawks who kill us with
Yes.
the Hawks specifically.
Yes.
I mean, you know what though? Like I feel like Finley Smith would help in one guard, but then when we still have to guard freaking Capella, I think Mitch would be crucial for us with the Capella matchup. 76ers, I usually say the 76ers. I don't know what's gonna happen to the 76ers today. So who knows if that's even gonna be a problem. But like that type of long, strong big, I still want to keep Mitch for, which is why I'm kind of hesitant. But I already know like if for that trade to work, Finley costs 14. I think what 12 mil, 14 mil. I think Finley off the top costs 14 mil. I think Mitch costs around the same.
Yes.
So it seems like that was the only trade that would work money wise. Precious, I saw somebody say trade Precious. Precious is 6 mil. That's not going to work unless maybe you stack him with other people. it had to be like Precious, Sims. Precious and Sims is what, 9? Then you missing 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then you miss another 5 million. Like, I don't even think we have enough. Unless Leon Rose and those guys sign another rookie for 5 million and trade him like we did before. Like, maybe they do something sneaky like that. You know what I'm saying? But because, like, to me, like I said, the beginning of the season, it seemed like we signed Precious to trade him,
Right.
which is why I felt like Precious was almost gone. But I don't. You know what? You know what I did? You know what, Lito? You know what I did say in the summer that I forgot that I said? We still have Washington's pick. And Washington's first round pick is not valuable. It's only valuable to Washington. So, like, the only other trade I could see is the trade with the Wizards. Because remember, we was talking about before we got Cat, we were talking about getting the center from the Pelicans.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Jonas Valanciunas. So it's like, I guess the question would be, does it even make sense to go after Jonas Valanciunas now? Like,
no, I say no.
I'm not sure if it makes as much sense.
No.
It's like, yeah, I don't think it makes much sense. Like, if you know Mitch is coming back, unless they feel like they're not confident in Mitch coming back, only way I can see that happening. But you know what? This is making me think about something else. Is there anybody else on the Wizards roster that could be useful for us? Because since our pick is only valuable to the Wizards, can we trade this pick back to the Wizards for somebody we can use? I guess is a question.
I always think about what is the incentive for the other team to get rid of X player.
Right.
And think about their roster, the Bub Carringtons or the Bilal Coulibaly's. There's no reason they don't get rid of them because they're part of their core moving forward.
Right.
Whether they try to compete or they tear it down for an even harsher rebuild, those guys are staying. The only one that made sense that might be moved is someone like Corey Kispert, who's coming up on an extension. But to me, he's someone that is not guaranteed Tibbs is going to integrate into the roster. Grayson Allen does your defense. He does you hard-nosed point of attack defense. He does you rebounding. He does you guaranteed shooting. I think if we trade for Grayson Allen, they're almost unanimous, he'll be a part of the rotation. Whether it means minutes cuts for someone else, doesn't matter. I think Tibbs will give him a shot. But Corey Kispert doesn't play super strong defense, doesn't give you rebounding on the perimeter. Those are deficiencies that Tibbs really cares about. And I don't think that if we trade Mitch for him, it means that he would even play. And no one else in that roster. Kuzma is a bad fit. Jordan Poole is a bad fit.
Yeah.
Those guys I don't want on this roster. And there's no one else that to me would even be moved beyond that group.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about trading Mitch for him. I'm just talking about, hey, this first is pretty much a second.
I see. Oh, okay.
I'm saying, like, this, our first, the Washington Wizards first is not going to convey with anybody else, so it's not valuable to anybody but Washington. So knowing that we probably still might need a wing, 3-and-D wing. Like, I wonder if we can do some like 3-way. I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking too hard on it.
I saw in the chat someone mentioned Sadiq Bey. I think he is someone that Tibbs won't actually will probably give a shot in the rotation to. But again, in that case, is it even worth it? Like, who are you having to give up? Is now Precious being moved? Because I'd much rather just keep Precious.
Right.
If it's not Mitch and it's not Precious, let's be realistic. Who the hell is it? Because Campaign ain't going anywhere. Shamit doesn't have value. He's on a 2-way right now. Are you going to do some conversion with like Jacob Toppin or Matt Ryan, some Brock Aller magic to where you make the salaries match and you bring in Kispert just for Kispert not to play and maybe be gone next year? Those type of deals, I don't think Leon Rhodes is going to make anymore. Those Cam Reddish type moves. If he trades for someone, he knows that person's going to be a part of Tibbs' rotation.
Trade Mitch for Josh Green and Nick Richards? I don't know about that.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Josh Green's a bum.
Nah, I don't know about that. I don't even think Nick Richards would even take a Mitch to be traded. Like, I don't even think that.
Yeah, I agree with you. You get him for cheaper.
Yeah, for way cheaper.
Yeah.
Like,
you get him for Sims.
Yeah.
Sims in a pick. Yep.
And it's like, and even then, like, do you want to? I mean, that still doesn't make sense to me.
The crazy thing though is, and you have to consider this, every deadline since Leon Rose took over, we made a move. Even the one when he was just kind of in the shadows,
Yeah.
he co-signed, and it was reported he co-signed Scott Perry moving Marcus Morris for that pick for they turned into Emmanuel quickly. So he's always had a hand in making a deal at the deadline, but we are in a different place this deadline than we've ever been as a championship contender and a team is firing all cylinders offensively. I think there's a year that we skip it. I think it's this one. I don't see him making a move.
Yeah. And I've seen people talking about, we have Mitch, we have Precious, we can get a $21 million player if we mold those two. But I just feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like we have this conversation about depth a lot. I feel like is that sacrificing too much depth at the center position? I mean, I guess we have Sims, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that idea. I'm not sure if I like that idea at all. But I've seen that
Yeah.
being thrown around.
And the advantages of bringing in a Dorian Finney-Smith or even a Sadiq Bey, I understand the logic. What's like, well, if you do move Sims, if you do move Mitch or you move Sims, how are you going to guard the Embiids or the Miles Turner? I actually think we have the personnel right now to both front and switch on bids on the perimeter. That really isn't my concern. The concern I have is guarding the pick and roll. And
Exactly.
those bids, the Bam Adebayos and the Clint Capellas, they kill us on the pick and roll. And those two teams are very smart coaches, and they will run that action to death on us. We're just fucking spammed by pick and rolls. And Clint Capella will have 18 points and 20 rebounds off of that. That's why Mitch is so important, because Mitch is one of the few rim protectors that can slow that down and even grind it to a halt because of his ability to guard the rim and to be an offensive and defensive rebounder and not give them second chance points. So to me, we can guard the Embiids, we can guard the Miles Turners, and if OG would have been healthy, Miles Turner would not have gone off on us because he would be switched on to him on the perimeter, and he was crucial to front Embiid when iHeart was getting dog walked. They put OG on him, and all that fronting really cut off his ability to catch it in his sweet spots. He was catching it farther away and having to labor and move more to get to the basket, which caused him to get injured more. So to me, it's all about guarding the pick and roll, and why give up Mitch when he's your best pick and roll defender.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Especially with Atlanta. Mitch had the uncanny ability to guard two players at once in the pick and roll.
True.
Just because he just has those arms, and and I feel like he's smarter than people give him credit for sometimes on how he guards them. And he's just always able to just be like, you know what, I'll show just enough to, and then block the pass when I see the lob coming. Yeah, I think we just need that element to help our defensive versatility to play other teams and to play different styles. I think we need him.
On defense, he is the most Tibbs player. Why get rid of the most Tibbs player? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
He embodies everything Tibbs wants in a center. Why get rid of him? That's Tibbs' calling card. You should keep that.
I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah. I'm with it. I want to keep Mitch, man. I just want to let this trade deadline pass in the wind. That's it. That's it. Whew. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?